Unsolicited advice.
What you whispering for? Yo, what's unsolicited advice? Take it or leave it. You know, they say that women will speak things into existence in a way when you're out on a date. Let's just say the first date. They tend to sometimes put their foot in their mouth in a way because they'll say things ahead of time to try to either protect themselves or guard themselves, or it's like I call them disclaimers, because it's a way to say something to try to keep you from doing or saying certain things. You know, it's almost like they feel like they already have the answers to the test, so they're trying to let you know that they know. You know, so they'll say things. And there's a couple of things that they say that women got to stop doing. Just stop doing this. Whenever you're around a guy, don't say these things, because you're either going to contradict yourself, or you're going to come off as if you know better, or you know more, or you got that person figured out. And that makes it even worse. It's unattractive. So, you know, we got to stop with the disclaimers, you know. So if you're out on a date or you're with a girl and she just randomly say, I'm not looking for anything serious right now. So she's pretty much telling you to, you know, let's just keep expectations in check. Don't say that, because now the guy, he's not even going to give any effort. Because you think that if you say things like that, then if it don't go right and it protects you, and then it's like, oh, I already knew it was going to go right. That's why I told him to, you know, I'm not looking for anything serious. Don't say that. You don't know how the date's going to go. You don't know how any of it's going to go yet. Don't fuck up something thinking that you're smarter than the situation. Another one that they like to say is, I'm not really into hooking up. You know, they're trying to draw a clear line about physical boundaries. Now, there's nothing wrong with doing that, but the problem is you don't need to explain that. No means no. If you feel like he's getting too close, then you explain it. But if y'all are just randomly out and things are going good, and instead of you just saying, you know what, you starting to make me feel some type of way, you know, or you know, I'm starting to have feelings for you, or damn, he's doing all the right things, or maybe his cologne just smelled good. Instead of just giving him a compliment or something, some of y'all get nervous and just will throw that out there. Well, I'm not into hooking up. You know, like he's the only one thinking about sex, or he's the only one thinking about hooking up. Like, we really gonna do this? Stop saying stuff like that, because you're trying to make it seem like you're holier than he is. And he hadn't even, to be honest, y'all are just starting off. He hadn't done anything wrong yet. He hadn't gave you any inclination that he's out just looking for sex. But you think if you say something like that, that you're drawing a line. In his mind, it's like, okay. And you don't even know if you're the only person that he's dating or going on dates with at the time. So now you're looking at it like, okay, you already told me you're not looking for anything serious. And then you're going to tell me you're not looking to hook up. Okay, so I guess I'm in the friend zone. Stop talking. Stop saying things. Stop trying to say stuff ahead of time, thinking that you're smarter than either that person or the situation. You know, it just makes things worse. Another thing women like to do, as a disclaimer, when they tell you they bad at texting, no. You know, it's almost like they're trying to give you a heads up that communication might be that their communication might be inconsistent. That's a red flag. That's definitely a red flag when people tell you that they're bad at texting. No, they're not. You know, to take a word that a woman loves to say, women are going to make time for what they want to make time for. I've seen it. When women, if they like you like that, they will harass you. They don't mean to, but they will do it because they want to be in your skin. You know, they want to be up under you. Another one they like to throw out there is, I'm busy with school, or I'm busy with work, or I'm busy with my kids. That's a way of saying dating you know, dating or going out won't be a top priority. So you have to look out for that too. But women should stop saying that, because all you're telling that guy is why are you even trying? I don't have time. Oh yeah, I know I took your number and I made you think that we could go out on dates, but you know, now, I'm real busy right now. So that can mean a lot of things too. She might have other suitors, and she's just not interested in you at the moment. You know, she might be interested in you later, but right now she can pick and choose when she feels like going out on dates because she has other suitors. So probably shouldn't say that to a guy, because if I'm saying this, then I'm assuming he knows it too. So you gotta think about that. You know, don't ever think that a guy don't know what you're saying. Oh God. What's the other one? Oh yeah, I don't usually do this. I've seen that on so many like comedy shows and stuff where I don't really do this. They're trying to, they're trying to let you know that this isn't a typical night for them. Stop saying that. Stop saying that. So all those kids that you got, they're just something you don't usually do. All those kids you got, you got 2 kids, you've already been married before or something, or you such and such. I guess you just, you just woke up yesterday. You was born yesterday. You ain't never partied. You ain't never been promiscuous. You ain't never had no college years, or times where you was just on a journey trying to find yourself. You just been, in church, working church, huh? Yeah, all right. No. Any woman that tells you that they don't normally do this is fucking lying. And now all of a sudden you special. As a man, I'm special now. Like, I'm just the only one that brings this out of you. Yeah, okay. It's hard to believe. It's just like a man telling you that, baby, I don't normally do this. You gonna believe him? Come on now. Come on. Yeah. I'm sitting there trying to get these off the top of my head, but I know another one is I'm really close to my friends, and my family, so they come first. So they already letting you know you're never really going to be a top priority. That one right there is a quick way to lose. If you like the guy and you really want to get to know him, well, that's a quick way. That's a quick way to lose him. You've already, and I will tell you this, that's one way that people tend to look at that as a reason to cheat. When you're always talking about how your family and your friends come first and your kids come first, they're going to use that. They're going to say, I wouldn't have cheated, if I felt like I was a priority. That person made me feel like I'm a priority, and I don't even know where I stand with you. And then the argument is going to institute from there, right? So don't say things like, stop putting those type of disclaimers out there. You literally are running the man off with these. He's not going to want to be around. Another one, piggybacking off that, another one that they love to use, and it signals so many different things, is I've been hurt before, so I take things slow. If you told me you've been hurt before and you want to take things slow, I take that as there's going to be some type of verbal, physical, or emotional abuse involved in some form or fashion in that situation, or it's happened before. And no. So I get it. You've been hurt before, but you don't have to make an announcement about it. You already know you've been hurt before. Observe. That's all you need to do. Observe. Pay attention to everything. Pay attention to everything. Observe. Keep your mouth shut. You don't have to talk about it. You don't have to announce it. You know what it looked like. You know what it feels like. Just observe from there. Say, okay, I see him doing this. I see him doing that. I've seen this before. So let me just observe and see how things play out. You don't need to be like, oh, I've been hurt before. Don't do this. Oh, no, I've been hurt before. Don't do that. Stop doing that. Like, no. He going to be confused. He going to feel like nothing you do is good enough, because every little thing you do reminds you of the past. You can't do nothing. Oh, I'm going to go hang out with the guys. Well, I've been hurt before, So, that's all he used to do, and he cheated on me when he did that. It's like, well, then I won't go out. I won't hang out with them if it bothers you. And now he's confused. Every little thing he do, you're going to remind him that it hurts you, or that it bothers you, or it makes you feel some type of way. Another one that you may hear is, I'm not great at commitment. Now, this one's rare. You're not going to hear too many women admit this. But if a woman tells you that, it's like an honest warning about her stability. Now, I applaud it, though. I kind of like this one, though. I really like this one when it comes to women, because you don't hear women saying it. All of them want you to think that they're loyal. They don't want you to think it. But I always say it just depends on who's talking to them. People aren't as loyal as their options. So the more options a person has, stop talking to them about loyalty. They got options. You as a female, if you have options, how loyal are you really? If you have those options. Because guess what? You might be loyal the whole time, but you're going to remind the person that you have options. So are you really loyal, or are you just reminding them you got options? Another one, and it's an extreme red flag, is I'm a little picky. I grew up in a time where girls were way more sweeter, had way more personality. I always say it's like the Aaliyah effect. Like the singer Aaliyah. Everybody wanted to talk to Aaliyah. Everybody wanted to date Aaliyah because they felt like she was so sweet. She was so down to earth. It was a lot of girls like that back then. It was always sweet. They were fun to be around. Girls nowadays are way more picky, and they love saying that. Oh, I'm just a little picky. That's letting you know, if you say that, if you throw that disclaimer out, all you're saying is, I'm hard to deal with. I'm hard to deal with. Get used to it. You're going to have to deal with this. So don't say that. Don't ever say that out loud. Now, I'm not saying that you're not allowed to have standards and you're not allowed to like what you like. But there's a difference between that, and there's a difference between constantly not approving of any little thing. Everything having to be your way.